here are some things I wish I knew about making animation before starting. Animation at its core is simply just drawing pictures over and over again, and you'll eventually learn different techniques as you go that work best for you. So instead of spending so much time trying to figure out how to animate, just start drawing and look up how to do things when you get stuck. Of course, it's still very helpful to first look up things like the 12 principles of animation, but those principles can be used in pretty much any software. Before I started animating, I would look up so many videos about how to animate, what software to use, how to use every tool in that software, but really, all I had to do was start. Your first animation isn't gonna look amazing if you're a beginner, but it'll probably be the most fun. This is how my first animation looked, and I learned a lot of different techniques from it to use in my next animations. And still, after every animation I do, I try to learn different techniques on how to improve on the next. Another important thing to know is, your skills matter more than the software you are using. Getting an expensive software won't guarantee better animations. Someone with a lot of experience animating can probably make a better animation drawing on several sheets of paper than an amateur could with any animation software. So focus more on your skills rather than finding the right software. However, animation software will usually have tools that can help make animating easier. I've used many different animation softwares out there like Krita, Adobe Animate, Character Animate, After Effects, Procreate, Rough Animator. There's no perfect software out there. They each come with their pros and cons, and sometimes you can even use a combination of them. Also, traditional frame-by-frame animation typically looks better than puppet animations. Sure, puppet animation is faster, and you won't have to constantly redraw everything as you go. You can easily move handles around, move arms and legs, or even create a whole walk cycle with one button, such as with Character Animate. But don't get sucked into what seems like the quick and easy way out. A few of my past videos, I've tried doing puppet animation, and while it usually still comes out alright, there's just something about frame-by-frame animation that I think looks better and oftentimes more natural than puppet animation. While it doesn't seem like it, it's less complicated to do traditional frame-by-frame animation than puppet animation. For example, in puppet animation, you can move the hands with anchors, but what happens if you want to change that hand into a fist, or change that character's expression from a smile to a frown face or an excited face when something happens? You'll have to rig it. And even then, I'd run into a lot of problems with rigging in softwares like Character Animate. But with frame-by-frame animation, if you want your character to have a fist, draw a fist. Want your character to smile? Draw a smile. Want the hands to go behind the head? Draw the hands behind the head. Another thing that is tough to get over is, your animation won't be done overnight, or next week, or maybe even next month, depending on how detailed and involved the animation is. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a good example of what a great animated series looks like. Each episode took around 9 months to create, even with several people working on it. There's a lot that goes into an animated video beyond the act of animating. Before you even animate, you need an idea. Once you got an idea, you need to plan out how you're going to present your idea by storyboarding, which is basically just making quick sketches with descriptions that time out how and when you want to create an animated scene. Then, you have to record your audio, edit it, add music, sound effects. When I first started animating, I would record the audio and plan the animation out as I go. Which means, if I thought of a better way of how to animate a scene later, I would either have to forget the idea or redo that part of the animation I already spent time creating. However, the most important thing to know about animating is, why do you animate? What's the point of spending an average of 3 hours for almost 3 seconds of animation? Well, I found my answer out after finishing my first animation that I did for a cultural event at my school. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew if I wanted to make the animation, I'd have to start now or it'll just be too late. When I showed my video to the small crowd at my school, there was a lot of laughter, applauses, and I received many compliments for my work, which is when I realized how good that made me feel sharing my art with others who appreciate my work. If you also animate, leave in the comments some things you wish you would have known before you started animating.